Hello, I'm here. Sorry, there is some background noise, and I do apologize. There is nothing I can do. You're going to hear it for just a little bit. Hope it's not too loud. If it is, please let me know. So let me grab the book. I already did somewhat of I did a walkthrough, and then I did an explanation of what I'm going to be using from my kit. Hi again, Doris. Um, I what I'm going to use from the other kit, but I have to tell you, it's going to be close. So I'm going to show you actually what I'm going to use because I do have more of the binders, so you can get the binders. I've listed everything down below. Hi, Christina. But this time, and I used this with the wedding also, if you remember, I am going to use the toddler time because it really does go well. And hi again, Pat. So you can use it comes in the green, the toddler time, and we do have the little celebrations, little dreamers album. It's not too far off. It's going to look good. So I want to open this, but they're set up the same way on the inside, so that's good. And if you're new and you haven't been making the 6x8 binders with me, I do both 6x8 binders and also chipboard. So if you're new, but I also did with I think it was called One Perfect Day Wedding Album. There is a tutorial for a chipboard, and I did it following the One Perfect Day this album. So you can also use that tutorial for this if you like. Okay, whichever album you've gotten, see, it'll go just fine for Little Dreamer and little celebrate happy or little celebrations. Totally set up the same, and that's what we're going to do first. Is I like to set up my album, but I have to make 2 albums each time I do a tutorial. Hi, Nikki. I have to make one so that I know what I'm doing. I make the second one, the tutorial for you guys. So I usually have 2 leftover kits. This time I do not. Nikki, I'm getting all your extras together. We're getting those together for the Season of Creativity, and your box is going to go right out. So this is like my 3rd one, okay? Because you got to remember, no, it's my 4th. I've done little celebrations. Little dreamers tutorial. So this is the little celebrations bundle. They did do a bundle for little celebrations. They did not do a separate. Oh, I grabbed the wrong words. Oh, yes, they did. So actually, we're not going to be at this point anyway. No, don't place an order. We got you covered. Little celebrations. I'll get with you because there's some things that are actually in the kit we found out. That's what I meant. So yeah, don't place an order till on one of the kits, we actually put it in there. So I'll explain that one. I need to go get little celebrations, but we're not going to be using those today. So we're good. So inside of your kit, you get the 12x12 paper pack, rub-ons, laser cuts, fabric tape, epoxy stickers. You will want to get your paper pad separate, and you want to get your chipboard words, little celebrations separate. Now, if you're going to make both celebrations and dreamers, get them, both. Now, here's the thing. I am starting with a full pack, but I need to go back and watch my other video because I can't use all these. Otherwise, you guys will be thrown off with your leftovers from Little Dreamers. So that's kind of a hard one there. But we are going to use what I had left over from Little Dreamers. And it will be a little bit different. But I have these solids left over and this sheet. And so that's what you're going to do too if you're following with the leftovers. If not, you want to get everything brand spanking new so you have more leftovers, then you can make another one. I'd actually do that too. But we are going to use this whole 12 by 12 collection kit, the whole thing. I don't think I had anything left over. Then we use our laser cut elements because there's florals. We're going to use our stickers. I use the rub-ons, and basically we use all of our fabric tape set. I had just a little square left. Okay, and that's what we're going to use. I'm going to try and stick with exactly what I used before so I don't throw you guys off. The only thing I'm not using the same is I'm using Toddler Time album instead of Little Dreamers, Little Celebrations album. But we're see the difference on the inside, but I think they both go really well. In fact, to be honest with you, I like this one better with it, with the colors. So they're both very nice. Okay, we're going to just open our albums. So this morning is actually just the basics. We're actually going to go through and put all of the ring things on. So I'm going to move my album aside. The only difference then you're going to see is the color of your rings. I think they'll still be okay. I think it's okay. I do like the gray. I don't have any more left, otherwise I would use them. So what I like to do is start at the back of my books. This is kind of just the prepping, I know, but if you do the prepping now, we won't be trying to figure things out as we're going. I did take one of these out. At that time, I didn't have enough paper. If you're buying it all brand new, you're going to have enough paper. Okay, I'm going to separate these, and we only have 4 plastic sleeves. That's what's kind of nice about this book, is that you don't have a whole bunch of sleeves and everything else. Okay, so in the back, I like to start in the back, like I said, so it lays flat. Our first one is going to be our 4x4. And I always have the imprint of the company, which is 49 and Market down here in the bottom. So that one will go on first. And then you have quite a few dividers. You have 2 pockets. So we're going to have one of these and then 2 pockets and all these inserts. Now, if you'd rather keep, hi, Diane. Yes, I noticed that. I saw you comment today on something else, and I was going to say, yes, she is still with us. If you want, you can trade this for one of these and just, if you prefer. But I went ahead and went with this insert. So we're just going to place a solid insert down next. And we actually have 2 of the solid inserts in a row. You know what? We cut one, but we're going to just put them in the order. Okay, because we then have another solid. So you can have 3 solid inserts in a row. Then, hi, Alice. How are you? Your next one is going to be a 6x8 plastic sleeve. Then we want one of our pocket pages. Looks like this, and it is solid on the back if this is your first time working with these. Then we just have an insert or page that we will be building off of. Then our next is the 2 3x4s and a 6x8 at the bottom. That one goes in next. Okay, we have a insert. Hi, Diane. Diane, how are you this morning? Then we have our last insert, which is 2 4x6 pieces that will go top and bottom. Then my little half page. Insert. Pocket. And an insert. Oh, I didn't put this one in. Okay, so this is going to be the insert we are actually cutting, and I'm going to show that to you. So what I'm going to do is flip my pages back over, because we're going to use that as a page builder. We're going to use it to build on a page. So I want to put it just here. Whoops. I want to put it the very last page right there. Diane, after we get done with the tutorial, then I can get those images loaded and get the graphic made for that. And it will be online. The new brown, it's so beautiful. Okay, let me get to our book. That extra page that we're going to build is this one. It's our slider. We cut the page. We will cut it to create our little top and bottom slider pieces. And then what was left is what I use for the card. It's nice and heavy too. So it slides right in there. Sort of. You know, those days you just can't get your fingers to work. It's nice and heavy. So what we're going to do then is we've got our pages in order, and I like to now go through and put on our ring. Put these guys on. Usually I say we'll do this later, and then it gets forgotten. Then we put our paper down, and guess what? We didn't leave room. So now that my book is in the order that I want, I'll go through it again. If you're just joining us, we have a solid, just a divider. We have a pocket, a divider, then our half page fold out, 2 4x6 plastic, divider, 2 3x4 and a 4x6 from our plastic sleeves. Just the divider. Pocket. 6x8 plastic. The divider. Another divider. 3 dividers in a row, remember, because we are actually creating something different with those. Then we have our 4 3x4s. That's my extra page. So I don't worry about putting anything on there. And I am going to start from the back because it's just easier. It's here. Then we can just flip them there. And if you've never put these on before, they do have a sticky back. And like I said, mine are pink instead of gray this time. But I think it'll be okay. Kind of a blushy pink. If I'd gotten the green binder, they would have been green, because remember, I'm using Toddler Time, that album. And I know that this part is not exactly the fun part. but it's the part that you will be so happy we did because it never fails. They get left off and then you've covered it with paper. They don't fit right. And they really do add a finishing touch to our book. And you need 4 for each page. And this is, if you're just watching the video and not working along, then this will be your homework, because tonight when I'm live at 5:30, we're going to start matting our pages. And the whole process when I do the 6x8s is I like to set up our binder. Otherwise, I've learned I will get so messed up, and then it'll mess you up. And that's no fun when your album is messed up because of me. Then we prep the pages just like we're doing. We always have to do the prep work. And then we go through and mat the pages, and then we will be building the different implements that I created to go on each page. And then we get to decorate. I think it is really a fun process, especially if you do love the 6x8 binders, and you're not, quite the mini album builder. I'm finding these are, you kind of get both worlds, because I do like to build on them. I don't like to just do the pages. Because I want the inside to look more like a mini album. Not just a ring binder. Remember when ring binders were just to pop your pictures on and nobody really did anything with them? And now, oh, they're just beautiful. There's so many out there. And now Wilbur will snore for us. I did not use any of these tabs, but you'll want to keep them because you'll want to use them for something else. I've used them for other things, even my own file folders in my filing cabinet. But I did punch my own. So if you have a die or a punch for pull tabs, I use that instead on this album because it was just a lot stronger than those. Those are fine, but they're not what I wanted for this album. See how much more finished your page is going to look? I like these. I'm glad they put them in there. Whoops. And then when we go through the matting of the pages, please, I'm going to get these on the playlist. And the first video will in that playlist is going to be the one where I walked through and showed you my leftover papers from the projects. So if you are following along with your leftover papers from the projects, please watch that video so you know which ones I'm going to be using. I myself will go back and watch it since I made the album and I didn't have another set here. I had to get it from our store. And I will pull out what I show you so that I can be on the same page as you. Now, if you're just going to buy everything brand new, and you want to just buy both sets, do both albums, then you're set to go. And one thing with these pockets, they are open, so don't glue them down till after we mat our pages, because you want to be able to slide the cardstock into there. How many of you out there have gardens and you freeze or can what you pick? I'm just curious because we had so many onions this year. So I froze them. And now all I can smell is onions in the freezer. And we bagged, and oh my goodness. I just didn't know frozen onions were going to have such a strong smell. I know. Weird topic, huh? Sorry, but I can just smell the onions every time the door opens by where the freezer is. So we actually use this sheet, and then we'll use a couple more from the second sheet, I believe. So when I'm done, you know we're getting close to all of our pages being finished here with the circles. And I used to have, remember that hole punch that would make these? Many years ago. I don't have it anymore. I wish I did. And you could punch these with your leftover scraps and it would match. See, I wish they'd come back out with a punch like that. Okay, so you should, if you're following with me, then I'm now just skipping you don't put these on the plastic sleeves, of course, if you're new to creating these. Flip those over. See, we're doing like my mother used to say, do the thing. It's like the monkey on your back, and get it done in the beginning, and then you can go out and play. So this is what I consider my monkey on the back for this album, because I really don't care to do this. If I want to craft and I'm just too tired like to create something, then I don't mind sitting down and doing this. But when I want to just create, it's like, it's that monkey on the back. So if we do it now, it's over, it's done. And I know most of you probably don't need the tutorial for it. But I'm just reburnishing this so it's nice and flat. But it's you guys making me do it with you. What? Oh. Okay, that's a good idea, Doris. I'm going to have to look. Does Scrap Diva, didn't she have a die for these? I think she might have one. You know, and I think I even have it. And now I'm going to have to look, now that you said that, when you said dies. Doris is a longtime crafter, so she has a lot of this stuff. And reinforcements, I think they do help. And they do look nice. And I have covered, you know, the whole page and poked my holes. But here's the thing. I do have one of those hole punches from We Are that you can set at different sizes. But you know what? They still never match. Because you just don't know what size they used. ECD has so many different ones. Oh, okay, ECD. I know what that means. Doris, help me out here. I've heard that ECD before. What company is that? Is it one we can say online? No, I'm kidding. And again, I'm putting the, oh, Elizabeth Craft Design. Oh, Elizabeth. Okay. I've brought her dies in before, so I will get on and I will look, because I can order wholesale for you guys. I can bring it into the store. Like, you know, I can bring some things with Craft Diva into the store. I can't sell them online though. And I just love her stuff, and she's just adorable. She makes the cutest stuff on earth. Nikki, I know it's my oldness showing through, right? When using, you know, just 3-letter acronyms or things like that, my kids would come home from school when that all started. I'm like, excuse me, you either say the whole word, use your words, or you don't say it at all. But usually now I run and Google it real quick. One that always gets me is POS, because I'm thinking point of service for my store, but it's not. Or, you know, the one Get Ready With Me, whatever that one is, you see all the time they use on social medias. I'm like, to me, that means something different. And especially, you know, from being in nursing, we use some, and I'm like, why would we use that in real life? And I realized, oh, it's actually something else. Oh, did it stump you too? Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, Elizabeth Craft Designs. She's got some great ones because she does planner stuff. We've had her binders in, and we've had her dies. We're just a mini album company, but you know what? A lot of that can be used with mini albums. Oh, let's see, Doris. SK is one set I'm selling my right now. Oh, well, Doris, you know what? I have duplicates of my favorite dies, so I can cut more than once at a time. Are you sure you want to sell off all your duplicates? Because you can cut them. That way you can cut a whole bunch and not have to. I think in quantity. I need to be able to cut a ton at a time. And you know, you would think they would have these on the Cricut. I've looked. I need to look harder, I guess. These little circles are actually, I've used these before. The little dots, so I don't get rid of them. Sometimes they get rid of themselves by just ending up all over me. Oh, okay, that's the wrong number. I'll wait till you get me a good number, and then I will look that up when we're finished here. I was going to sort. I was going to sort out the words with you, but since I don't have them, I have to trade. I brought home Little Dreamer instead of Little Celebrations. So we'll have to do that in another video. Oh, I know. That's the crappy thing. Storage. I'm right there with you. I'm running into that too right now with my craft room. Oh, see, we've talked all the way through this. This is my last one. This is excellent. Oh, I guess we don't use the whole sheet because I took out my other page. Again, when you're done with these, don't throw them away. I've used these on my files, my personal files in my filing cabinet. Okay, in addition to, our pattern paper, I did use, you're going to want your 65-pound cardstock white for matting. And I don't really have a number for you, but I would start with at least 8 sheets. I don't know. I don't think we'll use that all. And then you're going to want about 6 sheets of artisan cardstock is what I used to build my additional flips and flaps. And I think because this went by faster than I expected, we're going to go ahead and go through our papers. So I'm just kind of taking a look here. I am actually going to pull out. So what I'm going to do is avoid using any of my 6x8s right now. Until I go through and figure out exactly what I showed you in the video. So if you have your 12x12 papers, oh, thank you, Nikki. Now if I could get the rest of my room put back together. We do use this. Like I said, we use everything. So I'm just going to put that to the back. And so one thing that I want you to do is it's going to be our cover sheet. And I want to cut that right now. If we don't cut our cover sheet, I'm stuck on something. Oh, it's in the drawer. If we don't cut this cover sheet, then we're going to end up cutting into it because I know me. And I just don't want that to happen. So what I've used for the cover sheet, and I'm going to give you the number here. It's called, well, it's Bespoke. And I chose to have these lovely flowers here on the side. And then we are adding these balloons from our laser cuts. We're going to make the frame out of our packaging from, I believe it came from the Words. Or we have it, but it did come from packaging. So I'm going to take this one, and I want to be able to use some of it, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And what I did for the front is I cut. Hi, Christine. Yeah, they're sent out the 10th. It's in the description of the card when you go online to the card kits. It states that they ship out the 10th. And then the video will be the following week. But Lori does have the walkthrough instructions with it that will be in your kits. So I'm just going to pull this up, and you can either start on them, or she will be doing the video like she did from the warehouse. She did such a good job. I'm not doing it for her. And she knows her cards. So let me just put this in. But if you're ever wondering, yeah, when any of our kits will send out, well, it's like it comes out to be like the second. We're going to go with the second Friday of each month. So October 10th. I do need to fix the dates. October 10th online class will be on YouTube, but it won't be. It's actually going to be the following week. We've had to adjust a little bit. This is the first time where she's doing this. Actually, that should have been shipping. Oh, no, that does say. Sorry, Christina. It does say shipping dates for the boxes are. And I'm going to highlight that so that it's easier to see when you're online and you're in the listing. And I do see, though, that the listing, it is sold out, so it took it offline. So let me give you these dates real quick. The October card kit will ship the 10th of October, November 8th, and December 12th, because December 12th is a winter one, not a Christmas. Your Christmas card kit is going to come in November. Okay. Whoops. Let me just get my right measurement here. We're going to cut this 8 by 8, and we want to cut it now. Put it aside where you know it's safe and you're not going to cut into it, because we're so tied on paper. And do keep all your border strips, because the border strips are actually very pretty. And that's the wrong one. Why did I just grab that? But it's okay. I needed to cut off the border strip. Okay. I have to pay attention here to what I'm doing. It's right here. Oh. Sorry about that. So it's called Bespoke. It's okay that we cut that other border strip. Keep this one. So I want this corner. It's going down in the bottom of my book. So I'm going to turn it so it's upside down. And I'm going to cut it at 8. Because we want to be able to use that. And where we're going to use that, so I want you to kind of put that aside too. Where's my little guys that I made? Oh, no, we didn't use it here, but we did use it on another one. Oh, this one is those balloons. So it's always good to double check. But we do use that for a mat. Oh, no, we're going to use it for 4 by 6. That's right. So we do not want to cut that. Then we want to turn it again to 8. Again, these become 3 by 4s and 4 by 6. So we're not going to cut those either. And that's our cover. Now, one thing that I'm going to do to give me a reminder, because it never fails, I'll be so excited. I found a piece of paper and then I cut into it and realized I wasn't supposed to cut into that. I'm going to go ahead and do the rounding of the corners, because I did round the corners on the book. And if you need to put a sticky note, any kind of reminder. Again, it's just so thick. Get those. Okay. That is going right back in for safekeeping. Okay, that's our main one. Then we're going to go to we have one more, and let me show you that we want to cut. And I think it is that balloon one. So when we're in our book, these are the most important because we don't want to accidentally cut into them for something else. So it's going to be right back here in the back. It's like, well, it's the last page. So this is going to be easy. We're going to actually ink it and put it down. What I did is I just thought it was so beautiful. I couldn't cut this apart, and it has the lines. You're going to see the faint lines. So we are going to actually put that one down now. And I did do my inking with the macchiato. And I'm going to cut this now, and we're going to put this down so that, again, we don't cut into it. And you have one with balloons that have lines in it. Did I turn it upside down? I may have turned this upside down. I sure did. No, I did not. Some of these are super close. We have to double check because we don't want any accidents. But I thought it's this one. So this one is called Whimsy. It has like this wood grain that looks like a border strip through your flowers, and it is called Whimsy. So I'll wait for a few minutes if you're pulling those out. And let's cut off the border strip. See how pretty that is? Okay, so the floral is going to go on the right hand side, and this little, what I call border piece, will go to the left. So I'm going to turn it upside down. Well, it looks like upside down to you, and I'm going to cut it at 8 inches. Then we have that beautiful piece, and then I'll turn it in my cutter, and we're going to cut it at 6 inches. We're just going to cut that right in half. And when I had cut it, I was just going to put one side down, and I'm like, oh no, that has to be a center spread. That's just too pretty to divide. We're going to ink it in just a minute. But now I want you to open your books. And here's the thing, if you get it on the wrong page, it's okay. You'll just reorder them. That's our extra. That is our last page. So we want to take out these two. Okay. See how the holes are going to match in the center? That's how we're going to put those down. And I want to ink my edges. hate when it's just such thick paper. The blades shred the edges sometimes. Oh, yes, please do. You know, I think it's just time to bring them all in, isn't it? Okay. Doesn't matter which side you start on. Just know that the big floral bouquet in the right-hand corner goes on the right-hand page. I just washed my cloths. So they're a wrinkled mess. Sorry. And to be honest with you, this is a book. I think it'd be a lovely Christmas gift for the following year for someone who wants to, you know, record different special events, anniversaries, birthdays, first times, things like that. I think it'd be a lovely Christmas gift for next year. Give them a roll of score tape, some instructions, then they can add their photos. And then spread the glue. And I like to keep these kind of close together because, see, I want to make sure I want to have them pretty much the matting the same way, as close as possible, so it looks like it's a center spread. And yes, I'm patiently waiting. I'm hoping that 49 & Market comes out with a Christmas collection, because I do want to make an album, but I haven't heard yet. We know something's coming. We just don't know what. I think that's close enough. I am just checking the 2 pages to see what I had put front and back. Now the back, so if we wanted to go ahead and mat this, I used the coordinating solids in the green, and because I did already use my green on that one, I don't have it. So, you know, that's going to wait. That I am going to have to pick up some pieces when I go back to the warehouse, because it needs to be the green. Okay, this one we can now put back into our book. What I'm going to do is just kind of go through here with you on the 12 by 12s. So that we can get those all cut. Now the first one, the first sheet is a wood grain. And it's going to be, if you have your papers with you, it's going to be, I believe, your 6 by 8 because there is not a wood grain in your 12 by 12. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, there is. The wood grain is here. Sorry. That's what I get for looking. It's not. We did cut this. We're going to use front and back. That's where that came from. So your next one I want you to cut, bring out is your luminous. Let me open this. But this one is a 6 by 8. It is not a 6 by 8. And I want you to grab uplifting moments. So these are the next two that we're going to prepare. Oh, we're doing good. This one I'll put aside for just a moment. This is the one we're going to start with because we're going to use this back side. We make the frame. We're going to make this frame. It's not in any of the packages. It has that tan back. So we're going to be making our own frame with strips of leftover paper. And then this is double matted using this back side. So I'll show you that in just a moment. The main thing is we want to just cut off our border strip first. Again, you have a very nice border strip. What I'm doing is just doing a quick check. Of where I put the other half. And I'm going to use the wood side. Put that in your do not use pile. Oops. Then I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to cut that off. I don't want to use the floral. I'll show you. And 6 by 8. See, I don't want to cut that out and then turn it over and glue it down. It goes in a 6 by 8 thing. So we're going to use this side. And this is what's going to go on that very first piece. Sometimes you can knock those shreds off with your fingers. Okay, so we'll go ahead and ink our corner or ink our edges. Yeah, I didn't think we'd get to this part. So this is good. Anything we can do to be a little bit ahead, we just get our album done a lot sooner that way. That would, I think that'd be a pretty wood floor. And my pantry's kind of rugged like that. Which I got from my brother because he put it in his house. And I'm like, oh, I have to have that in my pantry. Or I wouldn't even known he had a rugged floor like that. But these colors are so pretty. I love them. Okay, let's turn it over. And then this next piece, we're just going to start by cutting off our border strip. And put this into the cutter at 6. But you know what? This isn't right. So it looks like I took some strips off the left-hand side. You would think I just did this. I should remember. And I don't know why I would have done that, but I did. But we're not going to do that. It's going to be very similar, but we just, if you want more of this showing right here, we're going to hold off on that until I check our 6x8 papers, okay? I don't want to cut that big piece until then. Just out of, we don't know. Okay, this piece, we are going to use this. Yeah, I've even written these down, and then I get to them, and it just doesn't look the same. Okay, that is, I know our video's short for this time, but until I get my 12x12, I mean, my 6x8s all figured out, I don't really want to take you through cutting anything else, only for the safety of preserving this piece of paper. I'm thinking this one is actually from that leftover 6x8 we have, because for some reason, doing it this way, I'd be cutting into this middle of the page, and I don't believe I did that. So I need to check to see if we have that 6x8 like this. And then tonight I will know, and tonight we'll go by smooth. I'll have everything written down after I watch I got to go back and watch my own first video, guys. But, oh, let me put these back. So that is where I'm going to leave this video, because now we've got everything organized the way we want it. With the tabs, we've got our pages where they belong, and we don't want to ruin the paper. So I will go through now and watch my first video, and we'll get everything organized for tonight, and I will see you at 5:30. So if you need to still put your rings protectors on, you can go through and do that. I'm going to put my page back in so I don't lose it. And then I'll get my papers in order so we can just breeze through tonight. Okay, I'll see you then right after dinner for most of you. And we'll get this whole book matted hopefully tonight. Maybe. We'll see. Have a great day. And I'll see you this evening at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, of course. Bye-bye.